welcome back. We're talking about a truck that Australians absolutely love, and it just got a seriously cool upgrade. Meet the 2026 Isuzu D-Max V-Cross. Now, before we dive in, let me ask you something. Have you ever seen a massive truck rolling through the Outback, hauling a caravan behind it like it's nothing? Chances are, that was an Isuzu D-Max. This thing is basically a legend on Australian roads. And now, it's even better. So, what's the big news? Isuzu has swapped out the old 1.9-liter engine and replaced it with a brand new 2.2-liter turbo diesel engine. Think of it like upgrading from a really good bicycle to an electric bike. Same idea, but with way more power and way more fun. Let's talk numbers, because this is where it gets exciting. The old engine made 110 kilowatts and 340 newton meters of torque. Now, if those words sound confusing, think of kilowatts as how fast a car can go, and torque as how hard it can pull or push. The new 2.2-liter engine bumps that up to 120 kilowatts and 400 newton meters. So it's stronger, quicker off the mark, and delivers that pulling power earlier than before. That means when you're driving in traffic or climbing a hill, the engine just responds instantly. No waiting around. And here's something really important for families or trad-eyes who tow trailers and caravans. The new D-Max can tow up to 3,500 kilograms. The old engine could only manage 3,000 kilograms. That's an extra 500 kilos of towing capacity, which is basically the weight of a small car.
Pretty wild, right?
Now, let's talk about the gearbox, because this is honestly the star of the show. Paired with the new engine is a brand new 8-speed automatic transmission. 8 gears. For a truck, think of gears like the steps on a staircase. The more steps you have, the smoother and easier it is to go up and down. With 8 gears, the D-Max can always find the perfect step for whatever speed you're going. Whether that's crawling through a car park, cruising on the highway, or grinding through a muddy bush track. The shifts are so smooth you barely even notice them happening. It just glides. But wait, what about fuel? Because nobody wants to spend their entire savings at the petrol station, right? Here's the good news. The new 2.2-liter engine drops fuel consumption down to as low as 6.3 liters per 100 kilometers. That's genuinely impressive for a big, tough truck like this. Less fuel means more money in your pocket, and it's also better for the environment, which is something the Australian government has been pushing car makers to improve with new emissions rules. So Isuzu is ticking both boxes, performance and efficiency. Now, there's something really interesting about the pricing. In the 4x4 D-Max range, pricing starts from $50,700 before on-road costs. But here's where it gets a little tricky. Isuzu still sells the older, bigger 3.0-liter engine, and it only costs $2,000 more. So you're basically choosing between a newer, more efficient engine, or paying a tiny bit extra for the tried and tested powerhouse that Australian drivers have trusted for decades. The 3.0-liter is like that old legendary cricket bat that's been winning matches for years. The 2.2-liter is the shiny new bat that's lighter, faster, and built for the modern game. Which one would you pick? For most buyers, the 2.2-liter is absolutely all you need. Around town, on the highway, light towing, weekend adventures, it handles everything effortlessly. But if you're a serious towers pulling heavy loads regularly, or you love epic long-distance road trips across the country, the 3.0-liter still holds a special appeal. Let's talk about how it actually drives, because this is the fun part. In city traffic, the new engine and gearbox team up really nicely. The truck moves smoothly from stop to go, and the power delivery feels natural. There is a stop-start system, which switches the engine off when you're sitting at traffic lights to save fuel. It can feel a little shudder-why when it restarts, and the air conditioning isn't quite as cold when the engine is off. But honestly, most people won't even notice after a few days of driving. The engine does make some noise when you push it hard, like when you're accelerating onto a freeway or overtaking another car. It's not annoying or harsh, it's just there. You can hear it working. For a diesel truck, that's pretty normal. On the highway though, it's a completely different story. Once you're cruising at speed, the D-Max just settles into this smooth, relaxed groove. Long trips feel easy. The engine hums quietly, the gearbox stays in a high gear to save fuel, and you just sit back and enjoy the ride. Road trips in this thing? Absolutely brilliant. Now here's where the D-Max V-Cross really shows off-road. This truck was built for adventure. Seriously. It has proper low-range four-wheel drive gearing for steep or slippery terrain, a rear differential lock which helps when your wheels are losing grip, and excellent ground clearance, so you can drive over rocks and rough ground without scraping the bottom of the truck. Imagine wearing really chunky boots that let you walk over anything. That's what good ground clearance does for a car. But the real hero feature off-road is something called rough terrain mode. This is Isuzu's clever traction control system that watches your wheels constantly, figures out which tire has grip and which one doesn't, and then sends power exactly where it's needed. So even if one wheel is completely in the air and spinning uselessly, the other tires keep you moving forward.
Smoothly, confidently,
without drama. Even experienced off-road drivers who've spent years in the bush absolutely love this feature. It's like having an invisible co-pilot who always knows exactly what to do. The new engine and gearbox work brilliantly in this environment too. In low range, crawling up or down steep hills, the throttle response is precise and gentle. Nothing jerky, nothing scary, just smooth, controlled progress. Whether it's a rocky trail, a river crossing, or a slippery, muddy track, the D-Max V-Cross takes it all in its stride. Inside the cabin, everything stays exactly the same as before. And that's actually a compliment. If you've owned a D-Max before, jumping into the new one feels like slipping on your favorite hoodie. Familiar, comfortable, just right. The driving position is great, the controls are easy to reach, and everything makes sense. Isuzu didn't fix what wasn't broken, they just made the engine and gearbox better. So why is the D-Max such a big deal in Australia? Well, at the time of this new engine launch, the D-Max sat third in monthly sales in the 4x4 segment, right behind the Ford Ranger and Toyota Hilux. In the crowded world of Aussie utes and trucks, that's an enormous achievement. And a huge number of buyers are repeat customers too. People who owned a D-Max before loved it and came straight back for another one. That kind of loyalty says everything. Head out to any remote outback town, any mine site, any farm, and you will find a D-Max. These trucks live hard lives and keep on going. That reputation took years to build, and the new 2.2-liter engine is designed to continue that legacy while also meeting the demands of modern driving. So to wrap it all up, the 2026 Isuzu D-Max V-Cross brings a fresh 2.2-liter turbo diesel engine with more power, more torque, and better fuel economy than before. The new 8-speed automatic gearbox is genuinely excellent and makes every drive more enjoyable. Towing capacity jumps to 3,500 kilograms. Fuel drops as low as 6.3 liters per 100 kilometers. Off-road ability remains world-class. And the interior stays wonderfully familiar. Is it perfect? Almost. The stop-start can be a little rough, and the engine noise reminds you it's working hard when you push it. But for a tough, reliable, do-everything truck that Australians trust with their work, their families, and their adventures, the 2026 D-Max V-Cross is one seriously impressive machine. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button and subscribe for more honest car reviews made simple. See you in the next one.